Well, yeah, man, Hogan was definitely ahead of his time,
Yeah,
and
he was.
that's what a lot of people don't understand. Hogan was ahead of his time.
And nothing about Hogan too, man. He always tried to elevate the business, man. He always tried to elevate the bit for the better. Now, yeah, he did a lot of politicking. I'm not disagreeing. I know people gonna say he politicked. He should have never won this match. We know that. We know he politicked. But that's what happens when you're the biggest name in the game. They do that, you know.
And sometimes it wasn't even him. They don't give credit for Vince. Sometimes Vince's story was Hogan to win because he wanted to send the people home happy. So
Yeah,
people knock Hogan just for the position Vince placed him in. If it was them, then that's what it'd be. A lot of people was never picked. A lot of people was never anybody's first round choice. They married to a female and they not her first round pick.
yep.
So a lot of men don't understand what it is to be picked. They don't understand favor and blessing. They think it's luck. But you're right. And you got to remember, at that time when you grew up, late '80s, I mean early '80s, early '90s, if you're a kid from the '82 era, then you understand it was only four global superstars. And I mean, when I say global, it was only four of them that everybody knew who
Internet,
these
yep, all
guys
around the
were.
world, all around the world.
Right. Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, Mike Tyson, and
Yep,
then it was Hulk Hogan.
yeah.
You could
I
put
mean,
Hogan anywhere without a wrestling outfit on, and people gonna know that's Hulk Hogan from wrestling.
well, what's crazy about it is now those out of those names, two of the four are gone. Other two are still here. Now half of those guys are not even here with us no more, including Hulk Hogan,
Right, right. All we got left now is Mike
Tyson, and
Tyson
Jordan.
and Jordan.
Yep. Yeah, that is true though. In the '80s, those were the big names. Those were the names everybody could relate to when it comes to cultural, all cultures. You know, Hulk
Now
Hogan
I
had.
want to touch on the term. I want to go ahead and finish what you were saying, but I definitely
Well,
want to touch on the term that I missed. I missed because I wasn't with wrestling at the time.
I was gonna say that when it came to music and pop culture, you had Michael Jackson,
Right.
and then of course when you have boxing, '90s, late '80s, '90s, it was Tyson, and then of course
Yeah,
Jordan.
Tyson transcended boxing. Tyson made it cool to pay $60 for a fight that you knew was only going to last 30 seconds.
Yes, exactly.
I remember my moms used to order the fight and have fight parties, and everybody knew the outcome, but they all came, they all paid to watch the
Very
fight at
true.
my house. And see, back in those days, we had the fake cable box. We had the bootleg cable where they had the little button on the back and you got access to all channels. So we had that. So we never paid for pay-per-views in my house, but we got to watch every single one of them, even the boxes. And people used to come over just to watch. So that was the ever right there. But what I wanted to ask you, let's talk
Hmm.
about Hogan's third. Right, this would be third his third comeback to professional wrestling in the 2000s because a
Are you
lot of
talking
people.
about? Are you talking about right after the WCW merge? Or are you talking about when he first got dunked to the Hall of Fame? His first induction in 2005.
That that that
The
one, right?
oh
So
05,
that's the
the
one.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
and then it's like leading up into the Shawn Michaels because
Yeah,
that's
that's the
another
oh 05.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another person who probably don't really respect Hogan, but I doubt he say anything crazy about Hulk Hogan. We're gonna go over a list of people
Yeah, he
and
made a
only people
statement.
that could be mad at Hulk Hogan.
Shawn Michaels made a statement as well as Triple H. Yes, they did. They did. He did. And he did not say nothing crazy. And we also know Vince Russo. I just discovered he did a live on him today as well. Vince Russo also spoke on Hulk Hogan, who also we all know who follow wrestling did not have the best working relationship with Hulk Hogan. We know Russo and Hogan butted heads a lot back in the day.
Right. For those of y'all that don't know, let's touch on it, man. The finger point of doom. That that was the end all be alls for Vince Russo and Hogan. So for those of y'all
Yeah.
that don't know, Kevin Nash and Hulk Hogan started this finger pointing doom. They thought that it would be a good idea to do that, to put each other over, because they had this whole thing with the NWO black and red versus the NWO black and white, red and black versus the NWO black and white. So that culminated in them ribbing the fans and the audience. So
Yep.
comes the pay per view. Was it Bash at the Beach? Was it another Bash at the Beach
I
pay per
think it
view?
was a Nitro. I think it was a Nitro, I believe. I think it was.
Nah,
I
this was
only
a.
think it.
I thought this was a pay per view. I could have sworn this was a pay
Um,
per view. That was the last. Matter of fact, this whatever show this was the last time we seen Hulk Hogan in WCW.
it was
Because
January 4th, 1999, Georgia Dome, Atlanta, Georgia, doing an episode of Nitro. Yeah, that's what I said. It was
okay,
regular. It was regular. It's the same. I do see better.
are we talking about the same thing? Are we talking about
Finger
the
poke of
actual
doom.
finger pointed doom, or are we talking about the joint that Jarrett? Because the finger pointed doom was between Kevin Nash and Hulk Hogan.
That's
But
what I'm
the
talking about.
reverse. All right, so I'm off that now. I'm talking about the reverse. How Russo played Hogan because everybody was
Oh,
mad at
Bash at
that
the
finger
Beach.
pointing dude.
You talked to Bash at the
Yes.
Beach
All
with
right.
Jeff
Yeah. So
Jarrett.
another bash at the beach event.
Yeah,
That's
that was
I
in
think
2000. That was in 2000.
right. So he had Jeff Jarrett go out there because Hulk Hogan decided to use his creative control card.
That's
So
right.
Vince Russo, who was the booker at the time, told
Hmm.
Jeff
Yeah,
Jarrett
Bischoff was
to go
gone.
out and
Yep.
lay down, do the finger poker dude, hit Hogan with his own stuff, and that pissed Hogan off. And
Yep.
that was the last time we seen Hogan in WCW.
Yeah, that's when he did that famous shoot saying, Russo, that's why his company's in shade because of BS like this, blah, blah. And that's the last time we ever saw him. And it's also the night that Booker T, of course, won the WCW title for the first time. Same PLE or pay per view back then.
Right. Right. And one thing that we did not mention, man, that you mentioned, Booker T, one of the greatest black professional wrestlers of all time. Guys, y'all do know that we as black people, this is what's so embarrassing about the whole thing. Because we as black people, we have our days. We have our day and we had our turn.
Yeah.
The Junkyard Dog was probably the only character in the history of WWF that had more popularity than Hulk Hogan. Yes, the
Yeah.
Junkyard Dog.
I
And
remember very
Junkyard
little
Dog,
about Junkyard JYD. I remember a little about JYD. Um,
man,
I do.
he had a Hulk Hogan entrance. He hit when he hit the aisle, when he hit that curtain, everybody went crazy. They went crazy. In fact, it was a match that he had. I think it was against. I'm not. Don't quote me. I know how you internet geeks are.
You know
I
it.
know how
Tentacle.
you dummies are. Y'all dumb.
Tentacle. You're
Don't
too
be dumb
technical.
right now. Don't be dumb with me right now.
Yeah, don't get too
Don't be
technical,
enjoy the
Gap.
video. Right. Enjoy the video. Take the information. And guess what? You can do your own research. Because I'm gonna give you I'm gonna edge you in the right direction. And if I'm wrong, then you can figure it out. But on overall concept, Junkyard Dog had a match. I think it was with Ted DiBiase or might have been Greg the Hammer Valentine. But in any event, they
Hmm.
act like they hurt the man, and they was about to shoot. Somebody jumped the fucking barricade and was fitting to shoot Junkyard Dog's opponent because they had a spot where they pretended to break the Junkyard Dog leg. That's how over, and I say that to tell you how over the Junkyard Dog was. Y'all go look it up. Y'all go look it up. It's there. It's out there. You know, all the wrestlers do podcasts now, so you'll get these stories, you'll get these tales from the horse's mouth now. But the Junkyard Dog was that over, and he blew it doing dope. He blew it. Like a lot of our black celebrities and stars. Drugs. And then we got the nerve to be mad at other white folks and Asians. And, bro, we have our turn. We just misuse it because we are misinformed. You have to get to the education. You got to do the research before you get the bag. But in any event, that's going elsewhere with it. But I'm just explaining part of the reason why the hate is so real in the black community
No,
for Hulk
you're
Hogan.
not lying about that because we know that Hulk Hogan has done some heinous things. We know about the whole scandal of Bubba the Love Sponge of him, his wife, that Bubba the Love Sponge asked Hogan to do, the whole tape and all that. We know about that. We know about 2015 incident. We know about recently his ex-wife, right? What, a few months before he passed away, she talked about how Hogan, that big thing about Brooke Hogan. We know about that. Hogan, yeah,
Right.
he controversy. We know that. But the man at least tried to change for the better. I mean, come on. Y'all not giving no credit at all for that. None. Don't give
Right.
him no credit.
Right. And that's the thing. When people don't see growth in themselves, then they don't believe other people is growing. They don't believe other people has changed or could change when people don't see change in themselves. And I'll tell you, a lot of people ain't growing or changing. All they doing is trolling on social media. They got so much time. They say they don't like something, right? They say they don't like Hogan. But then why do you give all your time and attention to something you say you don't like? That is mental health issues right there. That's poor mental health. And you can feel how you want to feel. You can
Exactly.
feel how you feel, but the facts are the facts. If you say you don't like something, and then you sit there and spend hours, whether that's coming up with jokes or getting engagement or whatever it is, that if you spend hours, because some people went to sleep yesterday, KDH, and woke up today on the same shit,
Yeah.
and then they're gonna tell me they're not mentally ill, bro. They don't like something, but they go, what you spend your attention on is what you attract, or what you attract to.
That's so true because if this man was such a bad, why? And not only y'all talk about, y'all go to shows and have signs specifically if you know he's going to be at the show, like y'all did with for Raw Netflix debut. The last time he was in a wrestling ring publicly, you guys went out your way to boo him. I mean, he even remembered on a good note. You guys booed him on the last time we would ever see him ever on TV. Who would thought that'd be his last appearance on the Monday Night Raw Netflix debut? Who ever thought that?
Right. That's incredible. And
And that's
KDH,
the way he
it
went
looked like
out.
you were trying to tell us a bunch of other celebs, including the black ones, who did way more heinous things, but they get a pass.
Yeah, yeah, like
Oh, Steve Austin.
yeah, Steve Austin. Steve Austin's
I
one.
saw a post yesterday that said, "Hit, fuck Hogan, hit me when, bother me when Jeff Hardy or Stone Cold Steve Austin passes." So
Wow.
we all don't do our research. We all don't know that Stone Cold Steve Austin is also a quiet racist. We
Yes,
don't know that,
yes.
or we don't want to believe that because we all came and watched wrestling when Stone Cold was hot. You see, remember in the beginning of the live, I told you guys I'm aware that some of you from a different era. We got all types of
Right.
generations and eras
I
here.
agree.
Some of y'all don't know about the classic old school wrestling, the foundation of wrestling, because you started watching wrestling when Stone Cold Steve Austin started to bubble.
And what's so crazy about Stone Cold is Stone Cold, he also, of course, for him putting his hands on his ex-wife, that went public and all that, they don't talk about that either. Not only is he a quiet racist, for what I've heard in reports, I mean, he put hands on his ex-wife and quietly. Now he was supposed to show up at WrestleMania last year. He couldn't because he was getting surgery. I believe he was. I heard he was going to do stuff with his current wife, and knowing him, he probably did some things to her too, physically, if you know what I mean. He probably got went upside her head too.
That's fact. And the funny part about it, a lot of people don't know that WWE paid some hush money out.
Yep.
WWE paid some hush money out for Stone Cold. Stone Cold also wrote racist slurs. So we're not gonna play like it's a secret. Y'all just don't want to believe it. But Ahmed Johnson will tell you when he won the Intercontinental title, Stone
And
Cold wrote on his card the N word, the same word that y'all crucifying Hulk Hogan for saying.
that's vandalism too. You ain't supposed to write down nobody's card. That's vandalism. Yeah, that's another crime. So you had a what's that? Hateful speech plus vandalism. That's vandalism. Destroy somebody's property.
But that's the word I'm looking for. It's a selective outrage
Yeah.
amongst the black community right now. And then it's monkey see, monkey do, go along to get along. the likes and shares is all up. So they
Give me a
paying for
hell
it.
yeah. Give me a hell yeah. I'll give you a hell no. Hell no. When it come to that. When it come to that, hell no.
Facts. But yeah, let's get to 2000 Hulk Hogan, where he brought back Hulkamania a little bit. He did. He came back as NWO, but then he phased off of NWO and actually got back to the Hulkamania.
Yeah, he did the one with Rock I mentioned earlier. He won the undisputed title for Triple H and had the few. He lost to Taker, and he did the Miss America. Then he left. Then he got the Hall of Fame in '05. Then he had the match with Shawn Michaels at that same year's SummerSlam, because the Hall of Fame was the WrestleMania weekend, which will be WrestleMania 21 at that time. Then he went and did the feud with Shawn Michaels. They was originally tag team partners. They was teaming up, and that's when Shawn Michaels turned heel, super kicked them. And it was supposed to
Hmm.
be a series of three matches. HBK get one, Hogan get one, HBK won't get one. And I think HBK was supposed to win the second one. Hogan said, that don't work for me, brother. And that's what Shawn Michaels did the famous, overselling over yeah, I don't even call overselling, like over everything he did, over everything. And which is funny, by the way, funniest match I ever seen. I never seen a match that hilarious.
Yeah, very entertaining match.
Yeah,
I
that was
will give it
funny. I never laughed so hard at a match. And now remember, it was billed icon versus icon. Man, that was a comedy match. That wasn't no that was iconic comedy. It was more of a comedy match. I
that.
never laughed so much in a match, especially with Shawn Michaels. So
I absolutely agree, though. Shawn Michaels is hilarious, and even he has something good to say. He told me about
yeah,
Hogan.
exactly about Hogan.
So,
Yeah, yeah,
so let's
but
get
they
to the people that should be the only people that could really seriously be mad about Hulk Hogan because I asked everybody that had so much stuff to say. All the big mouths, I'll just go to their post and I'll ask them one simple, direct question. And beta males, they have a hard time answering direct questions. So
very hard.
I asked the beta males, I said, what did Hulk Hogan do to you personally? And nobody can and get crickets. That's when they personally try to attack me. That's when they deflect. All the things that they
Sad.
hate about them is what they try to throw on me. I had down from the muscle, the Simpsons in the world, the muscle rap, the meatheads, they done came at me.
Yep,
Now they got the women, now they got the black women, and these are the same black women who we know they don't respect death. We know they done had so many abortions, that abortion clinic is filled. So we know they don't care about death. These are the same black women that badmouth Kevin Samuels, the dating coach, the dating guru, for those of y'all that don't know, the guy that took over YouTube. They badmouth his death. The same black women. So it's amazing to me. Like I said in the beginning, it's an embarrassment. It's embarrassment that we share
definitely,
the same color skin.
definitely one.
We have the
Um,
same color skin.
I don't get it why, because now if it was a woman that passed away, y'all would treat them that totally differently. You wouldn't have the same kind of energy for a woman, whether she was good or bad or whether she was white or black. I don't even care. You wouldn't have that same kind of energy. I don't think you would, because it's just something against the dude you have. A successful man at that. So I don't get that. But yeah, they don't answer direct questions very well at all. They don't.
They don't. So now let's get to I'm gonna mention some names of the people that should be absolutely mad at Hogan, and you share your thoughts on that, TBK.
Okay.
Number one, Jesse the Body Ventura. He absolutely have a right.
Yeah, because he betrayed. He confided in Hogan about the pay rate of the union. He confided in Hogan, and when Hogan went and told Vince McMahon behind his back, he betrayed his trust. That was
Yeah.
something sacred, and they came up in the business together. As I would call like a running mate. We came up around the same time. Y'all both embodied literally. Another guy that passed away a couple years ago. You know, I'm talking about superstar Billy Graham.
Billy Graham.
Yeah,
Yes.
y'all both embody his style. You know,
Yes. Good.
Hogan.
Good. Good info.
Yeah, so he felt like he, betrayed his trust. Like, hey, I confided in you. I thought we was cool. You went and told the boss on me, and I ended up get the boot. He ended up getting the boot if I'm not mistaken. After that, he ended up getting the boot.
No, he
Um,
Vince tried to boot him, but Jesse left, and then NBC called him back for the Saturday Night Live. They would not. We would not. Vic and Michelle would not have done Saturday Night Live if Vince McMahon didn't produce Jesse the Body Ventura. So Vince McMahon had to bite the bullet. He had to eat it, and he
yeah,
had to go
something he
and
really did not want to do. Something we know he didn't want to do. I know he
he had to
wasn't
hire
on
Jesse
board.
the Body.
Yeah, so he did that. So Jesse had every right to. And it's crazy that Jess did an interview last year. He's still upset with Hogan over that. He ain't letting that go.
Wow,
Yeah, with
wow.
Chris Van Fleet did. He said nope. He said he's still mad at Hogan. He said you I think
But honestly, Jesse, how do you feel that you should get the same check as Hulk Hogan? Like, because that's what it comes down to. Your disdain for Hulk Hogan is because he wouldn't allow you to make everything even. He wouldn't allow you to turn pro wrestling into a feminist ran sport. Because feminists are the only people that think that everything and everybody should be equal. Men and women are not equal.
I mean
Producers and non-producers are
true,
not equal. Like
true,
if I
true.
draw the fans here, then I should get the money. You know what I mean? Yes,
Because
if you had a part
because
of that, you
yeah.
should get some money, but you
And,
shouldn't get what I get.
well,
That's like the wage gap.
not just that. Do you want a guy that's a superstar that's bringing asses to seats, making money, and putting to work for main events, title matches, whatever? Do you want that same amount of money to be paid to a man that's sitting catering that have been in TV in months? You want
Mhm,
that to be level like that? Because
mhm.
I wouldn't. I don't want a guy catering make the same thing I'm making. That's not fair. He ain't doing nothing, and he get what I'm getting. No,
Mhm.
that's not fair at all.
And and that's what it ultimately came down to. That's what it ultimately comes down to with Jesse the Body Ventura. But still, Hogan could have would have mouthed that a whole different. He could have did that on some no, bro. That don't work. He could have hit. He could. Yeah, that don't work for me, brother. He could have just told him straight up and down. That don't work for me, brother.
And
What
then
you think?
what's so great about wrestling too? This is not like the NBA, NFL, MLB, NHL. It's nothing like that. Now you mentioned Michael Jordan and other people. Michael Jordan, for you guys don't know, up until his second three-peat, he was underpaid. The best athlete
Yes.
in the world
Yes.
was underpaid. His money came through literally through endorsements, not through his NBA
Good point.
contract.
Good point.
So we could say, oh, all the best athletes get paid. That's not true. Jordan didn't get paid. He didn't get paid. LeBron James got paid. He was underpaid for years, 4 years. Hogan, yes, he changed the narrative. He got paid. But if he didn't get paid then, would he ever got paid that money in his wrestling career ever? Probably not. Probably not.
Right.
So Hogan pretty much said, I'm going to strike while the iron's hot. Now, if anybody else, all the wrestling, IWC, if you use the Hulk Hogan position to make enormous amount of money, a fat contract, are you gonna split that money with your peers, or are you gonna take it for yourself? And if y'all say, I'll split with everybody, then you know what? You're not a superstar. Then you want to be a wrestler.
Right.
That's the thing.
I agree.
What do you
I
want to
agree.
do? If you got WWE or whoever will come you with WCW, we can throw WCW in there because they was number two. If
Yes.
they throw this money at you, say, hey, we're gonna pay this X amount of money to be on TV shows, all of that. But you got a choice. Are you gonna split that contract with your peers to make it even, or are you gonna take it for yourself and just be known and use your superstar status to make the show better? Because, like I said earlier, I don't want a guy in catering or a guy that's a lower card to make the same amount I'm making. Now, if you think that's fair, I'm sorry, you don't know business then. You don't know business. If you think that's
at
fair,
all,
you don't know
at all.
business. You want a guy on the lower card or even the mid card to make what a main event's making? You out your
Yeah,
mind.
you don't pay the co-star the same thing you pay the other star. You don't.
Yes, you don't.
Uh-huh.
Do you pay an extra in the movie to get paid what the main star, what the star of the movie get? No, you don't get paid
Yeah.
that. That's what y'all want. So I don't want to hear this equality stuff when it comes to that. Everybody has a role because if you did pay them that, then they will be entitled to think they're supposed to get the same benefits as you. Do you guys want that? Because I don't.
Yo, Jesse the Body sounds like Carmella.
He
That's the same
does.
thing Carmella said in her little interview when she was mad that the WWE didn't find a position for her as a pregnant woman, like or make a daycare.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, I would say definitely Carmella. Yeah, that's exactly how just Vibrator was acting. But enough for him. There are several others who do got some type of way to feel about Hulk Hogan, or should I say the immortal Hulk Hogan, because he was immortal on and off camera.
He was, he was. Like for instance, yo, you know what? I gotta add somebody to that list. The Undertaker should be mad at Hulk Hogan. He tried to
Yep.
sabotage the Undertaker, yo. That was not even cool what
Oh, you
Hogan
talking
did
about
to
his
the
first
Undertaker.
title run? The first
Yes.
title run. Yeah. Yeah.
Explain it to the people because they might not know this. And like I
Okay.
said, we here to honor Hogan. We're going to correct him on his wrongs. So we're not shielding for Hogan, but the disrespect of the dead, I don't do that. I don't do
Well,
that.
like we said before, we honor Hulk Hogan here, but we do know we are aware of. We don't agree on everything he did, and that's the section we're at right now. Now, back when Undertaker, a very young Undertaker, he debuted in 1990, came from WCW. Um, he um, he was the next big thing, pretty much, as you can say, the next big star.
Mhm.
As you said earlier, Hulkamania was starting to, dwindle a little bit. They wanted to go a different direction creatively, so they went and got, the biggest tall dude. Undertaker won the title. I think he was the youngest WWE champion at that particular time. He was 26, I think, when he won the belt from him, and that's when
Yep.
Ric
Yep.
Flair assisted him with the chair. And I think this was that. What I think
King
it
of the
was that
Ring.
King of
Was
the
this King of
Survivor
the Ring?
Series. I'm
Survivor
sorry.
Series. This is Survivor Series. This is Survivor Series.
Yeah, I think it was Survivor Series, and he was the WWE champion, but it was very short, and I'm gonna get into why. Reason it was short because during the match, Hulk Hogan felt that Undertaker, who's known for his finisher, the Tombstone Power Driver, which if you guys don't know, most of us do know. Not insulting nobody's intelligence. If you're a fan, we know you know. The ones who don't know. Anyway, when he did do that, um, he said that he put the finisher the finishing maneuver too tight. It was too tight on Hogan, and he hurt his neck while he was coming down. And at that time, as Undertaker stated in interviews with ESPN, he said that there was no instant replay back then. And he said, he felt concerned because he was the newest guy. He thought his job was in jeopardy, and he hurt the top guy at the time, which was Hulk Hogan. So Undertaker was concerned, man. He was like, man, I hurt the big dude. I felt bad. I
Facts.
thought I was going to be fired. Come to find out, Shane McMahon was the referee. He told Undertaker the next couple of days, he said, dude, it's like the safest tombstone power driver ever. You couldn't have
And
hurt him.
Undertaker got a chance to watch it that Saturday,
Yeah, and he saw
and
it,
he saw it for himself.
and he told he told Terry called him. He said, "Dude, I didn't hurt your neck, bro. What are you talking about?" He said, "Oh, it was so tight. He made up another poor excuse." And Undertaker was upset, and he was not feeling Hogan no more. He was not feeling Hogan no more after that. He thought Hogan was not. putting Undertaker over, and he disrespected him. And I agree, he did. He did. He didn't want to put him over. The man run, if you look at the records, guys, his run was only for 6 days. He lost the belt at this Tuesday in Texas back to Hulk Hogan. Now that was some real politicking of what Hulk Hogan did. Real politicking. But definitely not cool. And I understand why Undertaker was upset. He had every right to be upset at Hulk Hogan for that. Because that wasn't cool.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep, so um and then what's so bogus about it. Now they did the WWE did the right thing. If you remember when Hogan won the belt back from Undertaker, Hogan didn't hold the belt long. You know, he was stripped of the belt by WWE President Jack Tunney due to the controversy of the previous title change. So that's how Hogan lost the belt back. And we know that's how we got the whole storyline of, if you remember the following year, Royal Rumble 1992, whoever wins the Royal Rumble wins the vacant championship. That's how that started. And we know another legend, Ric Flair, won that match in the WWE title. I'm just saying, that's how it all started.
Absolutely. And what makes it sad is because Hogan knew he was on his way out. He
Yeah, he knew
knew
he
he was
was
on his
out.
way out. Just kind of like what Goldberg did just now to
Yeah.
Gunther. You see how you know you're retiring, so why not put Gunther over? Why try to make it like if he's weak and you're stronger than him? And that's sad. That's what Hogan did. But Undertaker definitely have a right. So we're gonna go on and wrap this thing on up. CDK, it's been a pleasure, Red Carpet Rain.
All right. Yeah. Pleasure to have you on here too, man. Back in the mix, been busy, but we're back. Red Car be back making talking about all the legendary wrestlers, past, present, and future. But I appreciate you guys coming out and listen to us. But here's to honor Hulk Hogan, Terry Bollea, R.I.P. Godspeed.